Hello, today I'm going to show you how to properly clean a box fan. This fan has not had a lot of use, but I thought it would be a good idea to show everybody anyway, just in case anybody was wondering how to properly clean a box fan. It's not very difficult and it actually be fairly easy. So let's get started. First thing you want to do for safety is unplug the power cord so that we don't get electrocuted or fan doesn't turn on accidentally or something like that happens when we're cleaning it. Then what you want to do is, this may not apply to all fans, but in my case, my fan has a detachable cord set. You'll want to pull that out so that the fan will be easier to work with and you don't crush the strain relief on the cord. Now what you want to do is you want to lay your fan down, and most fans will have these feet. And what you want to do is you want to take a flathead screwdriver, and you want to take your flathead screwdriver and put it into slots like so, right here, to remove the feet.
So once again, you just want to take your flathead screwdriver and stick it in there and pull the foot out like so, and do the same with the other foot.
You can always just pull them out like I just did there. Once you've got the cord set and the feet and everything removed, next thing you want to do is lay your fan flat on the floor and take a Phillips head screwdriver and remove all the screws. Be sure to keep them in a little box so you don't lose them. After you've taken all the screws out, you then want to remove the screen of the fan, like so. And after that, you can flip the fan over and remove the back guard. The back should look very similar to the front. Once again, remove our 6 screws. And also you want to keep these screws with the other 6 screws so you don't lose them, as they will be very important when it comes time to reassemble our fan. You'll then want to remove the screen and set it to the side. Then you can flip the fan over and we can remove the fan blade. Removal of the fan blade is very easy. First thing you want to do is lay the fan flat on the floor with the guards removed, and put one hand on the hub and one hand on the frame, and just start to pull. Then after that, what you want to do is stick one hand under and one hand under and gently rock the blade back and forth. And apply pressure upwards until the fan blade is removed. That is to the end of the shaft almost. So you can just pop. There we go. Pops off. Sometimes on these newer fans they are fastened very tightly onto the shaft. So once you have all the parts removed, you can set this frame to the side and you can start to clean all of your plastic parts. So your plastic parts, your fan blade, your rear grill, and your front grill they can just be wiped off. You can take some paper towels here and just wipe it right off, like so. Just make sure to get all the blades real nice. Make sure you get the hub, the stabilizer ring, and especially there's probably going to be a lot of dust in here because that's where the cooling fins are for the motor. You want to get all the dust out of there. Make sure nothing's in this little hole or it'll prevent you from sticking the fan back onto the motor shaft properly. You can then set the fan blade to the side, and sometimes these crevices can be a little tricky. So what you can do is take a shop vac or a household vacuum and just vacuum these parts clean. So just take your shop vac, get all the crevices in there, especially this area by the motor. It'll keep your motor running cool. You're going to do the same with the front grill as well. And it doesn't hurt to use a little water on your paper towels. Or also what you can do is you can take the fan grills, set them in a bathtub, and just let them soak there for maybe 20-30 minutes. Then after that, we can move on to the motor. It is very, very important to keep the motor clean. One thing you can do is take a Q-tip. Just get all that gunk out right there. Or if you want, take a shop vac, vacuum out all the debris. It is very important to keep your motor running clean so that your fan will have maximum performance. Right here, this is your motor shaft and your bearing. Sometimes there will be a cooling fan, sometimes there will be not, and sometimes the fan will have a cooling fan on the fan blade, like this model does. But this shaft and right here in the bearing needs to be oiled. You can use some lightweight oil, Zoom spout. You can use 3-in-1 oil. Be sure to use the blue can, not the black can. The black can has detergent in it. You're not supposed to use detergent oil in fans. Only use non-detergent oil. Some other things to note. This is the power connection. Make sure this is all nice and snug. This is your start capacitor. Some have a start capacitor, some are start and run. This is a start and run capacitor, I believe. I am not sure, but I believe it is start and run. And then up here is your switch. Sometimes this can be a point of failure. If the switch is losing contact, you can spray some contact cleaner into the switch and clean the switch out. Or you can get a new switch if it's totally failed. On the reverse side of the motor, we have a very similar scene. We have our motor. This is a back bearing. You want to grease this as well with some lightweight oil or some other oil like I mentioned in the previous section. This is your power connection. You want to keep this clean. I suggest using a Q-tip to clean this out or make sure there's no dust in here. This is your start capacitor or start run capacitor as well. And you want to make sure this whole area is clean to keep your fan running at maximum performance. Once your fan is all clean, you want to take all your parts, and now it is time to reassemble your fan. Depending on how your fan is assembled at the factory, or how you disassembled it, there could be different parts and pieces, and the parts could look different. But I'm just going to reassemble this on my fan because that is how my fan is. So you're just going to take your rear guard, like so, and see mine has a slot that you stick the handle in. So you just stick your handle in this slot right here and the tab pops in. And you also want to line up these screw holes right here so you can put the screws in. And after you've done that, you take your screws and put them in. And once again, this is plastic to metal, so I would not tighten these very tightly, just because we do not want to damage the plastic or strip the screws. So just hand tighten them. Don't, torque them down or use a power screwdriver. They aren't very long screws anyways. So before you put your back guard on, what you're going to do is you're going to take your fan blade, and normally there is a little groove on the motor shaft. So you're going to line the shaft up, and you're going to take the groove on the fan blade right here. See, my groove is right there. So I'm going to take the groove and line it up with the shaft. And just press firmly. And it should go on there like that. Now once you put your fan blade on, you want to put your rear guard on. So line your rear guard up. Make sure the logo and the screw holes are lined up. And take your Phillips head screwdriver. Insert these screws into the holes and screw them in. Just like last time, you don't want to tighten these very tightly because we don't want to strip the screws. Just nice and easy. Once your fan is fully assembled, you want to take your 2 plastic stabilizer feet and push them into the slots until they click, like so, and like so. Depending on if this is applicable to your fan, take your detachable cord set and plug it into the back of the fan. If your fan doesn't have a detachable cord set, you can skip this step. The last and final thing to do is plug your fan in, like so. Now that your fan is all nice and clean, just sit back and enjoy your new fan. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and hope you have learned something from this video. If you enjoyed, please drop a like on the video. And once again, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.